Okay, I'll just
Perfect.
give a quick intro and then I'll hand it over to you. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this exciting session brought to you by futurecareer.net. Our company is dedicated to helping professionals like you land jobs in the US or Canada, inspired by the founder's own journey, myself, and challenges in securing my dream job. Today, we have an incredible opportunity to learn from Simon Abushaban, principal in technical program management with extensive experience in crafting products that customers love, particularly in fintech, communication, and e-commerce. Simon has held senior positions at AWS, Shopify, and brings over 18 years of expertise in product management and technical project and program management. This session and coming sessions will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube for everyone to benefit from. We will be taking a group selfie toward the end to promote this community, and we hope to see you join us. We'll be diving into multiple sessions on AWS every Friday at the same time and career passes, providing you with the knowledge and tools to elevate your IT career. This is your chance to unlock the power of AWS and connect with an extensive community of IT professionals from top companies. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get started. Simon, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ahmed. I know that we have Abdul here, so Abdul, feel free just to stop me anytime. I know that you're one of the online audiences, but the aim is really to record this session for everyone so they can benefit. So first of all, thanks for being here. Thanks, Ahmed, as well for inviting me. And as Ahmed mentioned, I'm working with him on different topics over the next couple of weeks, not only towards kind of like the career pathing and the AWS certification, but as well for the other roles within Amazon, like the technical program management and product management. Today might be a little bit a dry topic, but I'll try to smooth it because it's technical in nature. So just bear with me on that. Yeah, and moving forward on this, a little bit about me. I'm a Palestinian Canadian born and raised in UAE. I lived in Germany and Malaysia for some time in the middle before moving to Canada in 2014. Currently, I work as a principal technical program manager at Amazon since 2021. Before that, I worked for 5 years at Shopify. That's before my startup since I came to Canada. So 10 years ago, I was on the same boat like most of you, whoever's here, maybe you, Abdul, or even the audience who will watch this recording. I came to a new country. I left some friends and family behind. I've been trying to find a new job or even considering to do career switching by then. So that's a little bit about me. So the presentation is not really about that. It's just more to go into the weed. But I just wanted to relate to some of the life experiences and the life journeys that we may cross path and kind of like we can relate to. Just a disclaimer before I go into the agenda. I'm an Amazon insider. And that means I maybe not be able to share some insider data and information unless if I go through kind of like a preparation with Amazon before I come to you. However, today I'm gonna just share some public information. What I'm trying to do is just make sure these public information are just aggregated into these slides today and maybe make it nicer with my voice. So let's dive into that. I will share some as well personal preferences on available online tools and resources that I personally prefer and I used. But I just want to as well make a disclaimer. I have no affiliation with whatsoever with any of those websites or service providers. It's more of kind of it's a personal preference that I'm sharing. And lastly, before I go into the agenda, this is more of a level setting. And by level setting means I don't know much about all the audience here. So basically, we will go through kind of like the career pathing and AWS certification together. But if you have a specific question or you have started your journey and you want to have this is something like for you very basic and you want to have a specific question, please ask me. There is a Q&A session toward the very end, but as well, feel free to stop me during the slides so we can just maybe attend to these questions. So today I will cover 4 kind of like main sections. I will do kind of do a quick introduction on what is AWS and what services it offers, and then I will go into kind of why AWS certification is good for your career and kind of like how it will help you to land a job if you are in the tech industry or you are interested in the tech industry. And then I will dive deep into the AWS certification path, the career path and the certification path there, and then how to prepare if you want to do the certification path. And then I will reserve kind of like some time for a Q&A toward the very end. Sorry, I don't see you guys. I am sharing my screen, but Ahmed, I will appreciate if maybe if you can orchestrate any questions, a Q&A in the middle, or any raised hands, that I will appreciate that. And if you can give me a time check, at least for the 15 minutes toward the very end of the QA, give me maybe a 5-minute and a 10-minute. That will be helpful.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Okay. So what is AWS? For those who doesn't know, it started in AWS. It stands for Amazon Web Services. It's the commonly known as AWS, and it is the cloud computing platform provided by Amazon. It was launched in 2006, and AWS offers a suite of more than 200 cloud services that allow businesses in any industry to build and run their applications and services without managing physical hardware. AWS operate as or on a pay-as-you-go pricing model, which means you only pay for the services you use. Sorry. And this model is most appealing and affordable model for companies and businesses that are infrastructure consumers, but they want to move away from the CapEx model into an OpEx model. With that, AWS has a vast global infrastructure as well, as I mentioned, with multiple data centers known as the availability zones, and they are spread across regions and countries and continents to make sure that there is higher availability, fault tolerance, low latency for applications based on the business and where they want to operate. If you want to look into kind of like what are the bucketized kind of like services AWS offers, there are like 4 of them. Computing is the biggest, and by computing you will see that, oh, you will hear the term EC2 or the elastic kind of computing cloud, or you will see the lambdas, or this it's for the scalable computing power. The second one is for storage, and the most common one is what we call it the Amazon S3, which is the simple storage service, or Amazon ABS, the elastic block store for data storage. The third one, or the third kind of category of services, the databases between Amazon RDS going into the DynamoDB. And then the fourth one is what we call it the networking, which goes from VPCs like virtual private clouds to the most common, what we call it Route 53 for networking and content delivery. So what are the benefits? Why companies usually consider cloud computing in general, and AWS is one of them. It's basically for scalability. You can scale up and down based on your need. With that comes as well cost efficiency, which is you pay for what you use if you scale up or you scale down, and that will reduce your expenditures as a company. Flexibility is another thing because it will bring you a broad and deeper platform support with extensive services and integration options. AWS is one of the pioneers of cloud computing. Security is another thing because you offload all of that to your cloud provider like Amazon. So it will bring you a lot of robust security features and compliance certifications to protect your data wherever you go. And I just want to make sure as well, everyone knows that there are lots of use cases when it comes to AWS. I'll cover it in the next slide, but you can leverage AWS from a very simple web hosting to big data analytics to machine learning to complex applications and integrations, no matter what's your use case, no matter what's your industry. It's just an infrastructure and a platform as a service for you. Okay, so career opportunities. Why AWS career pathing or cloud computing career pathing in general? I'm more inclined toward AWS for you because you guys, I'm an Amazonian or an Amazon employee, so I have that kind of like already cognitive bias. So career opportunities. When you say or we say you want to pursue a cloud computing opportunity, it doesn't matter if you are kind of like in the business side, consumer side, or even Amazon or tech side, because you can just get into that path or that certification or career path if you want to work for Amazon or for another tech company, or even if you want to work for another type of industries, like let's say governments or fintech, or even tech companies, or education, retail, private sector in general, whoever consume cloud computing. Okay. And cloud professionals in general, including the AWS certified professionals, are often command higher salaries relatively among all the other professions or tech professions. Specifically, I would say AWS certifications as well are globally recognized, like their peers as well and their competitors, and they are highly respected. And you don't need to just, this is a question on always come to me. If I'm not in the tech sector and I'm not a techie person, can I get into it? I would say no, you don't need to. You don't need to be a tech to shift or start your cloud computing career. Amazon specifically provides comprehensive learning path that enhances your technical skills and it brings you to the level that you want to and to the career path that you want. And I will go through that in details in the next slides. And before I move on as well, there are lots of, I would say, kind of customers for AWS. I just cherry picked the top ones that I did a quick research and they are publicly available. If you use Netflix or Twitter, Instagram, Airbnb, Facebook, or Walmart online, and this is one of very few of many others, they are fully hosted and hosted on AWS infrastructure. I will pause here before I dive into the kind of like the certification. If there's any question, anything, any comment from anyone.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm hearing my echo. No, it's good. Thanks. Okay, so let's get into the meat and dive deep into the AWS certifications. So basically, if you look into kind of what are the top 4 levels or advancements in AWS certification, you will see that we have over the next slides, we have a foundation level that is mandatory for everyone to have that base level of knowledge. Then you do an associate level. There is a professional and specialty. I would say it might look convoluted at the very first peak when you look at it, but Amazon provides a structured pathway to demonstrate and enhance your skills and knowledge in the AWS ecosystem. And it is important to choose the right certification for you, the right path that you want. And I will go and explain those 8 career paths and 13 certifications and some high-level details. But you need to understand that foundational level is ideal for beginners and those who are new to the cloud computing, or even those who want to shift from, let's say, a business or another field into the tech. It's good for them. And then goes into the associate level, which is suitable for those individuals with some experience in designing and building and managing some applications, and they will get more familiarity with the AWS kind of ecosystem and services. Then the professional level, which is designed for experienced professionals. Now they will have deep technical knowledge of AWS services, and they will be kind of like the gurus of that. And the specialty level, which is the last one, is basically targeted toward the individuals with a specific domain knowledge. Let's say you want to know, okay, I'm an AWS certified, maybe associate or a certified architect, but I want to specialize, let's say, on, let's say, security, or I want to specialize in data or networking or machine learning or big data. These tracks will help you to pursue that path. So getting into the meat, you will see me always referencing what I call it the AWS skill builder. So this is the one-stop shop from Amazon. If you want to know or find or even work or learn anything related to AWS services and ecosystem, this is the Amazon platform for that. So leverage it. It's one of always my recommended go-to place. And now going into okay, we talk about the AWS certification career path. What is AWS? How can I learn it? So you cannot just learn AWS. You need to have a specific track to pursue. And you will start as a generalist, and then you will become kind of like more specialized during your journey. So AWS structured their journey or learning journey and certification into 8 career paths. I will just go through them, and 13 AWS certifications. So you will see here we have the architecture, you have the data analytics, development, the operations, DevOps, security, networking, AI, and ML. Okay, so the first career path is the architecture, and it has 2 career certifications. AWS certifications. It's the solution architect and the application architect. You will see both. They share or they start with what we call it the generalist learning, which is you start with the cloud practitioner foundational, and then you go into a solution architect associate, and then you decide if you are interested in this architecture kind of path. You decide I want to be a solution architect. Then you do the third course, which is the solution architect professional. If you want to be more of an application architect, you will pursue the developer associate and then the DevOps engineer, right? So that's where you see some commonalities and you spin off, you decide where to spin off. And this is where you go, as I mentioned, from being a generalist to a specialized in your certification. So just before I go into the next career path, just to remind you, the very important thing about the architect in general in Amazon, they are required because they have the what you call it, the bird eye view. You have the 10,000 feet view, and you can scale down into how applications work together, same systems work, systems integrate with each other, how the data exchange happen. So typically it is something really interested, and especially it will help you not only within Amazon, but as well outside Amazon. The second and third, I would say, career path are the data analytics and development. Under the data analytics, simply you have one AWS certification. Basically, what you will do here is you will develop the knowledge that is needed to design, build, secure, and maintain the analytics solution on AWS. This path will involve as well learning on various AWS services, data processing techniques, and analytics best practices. And to pursue that, you will see that you will start as well again with the Cloud Practitioner Foundation. Then you will go into a Solution Architect Associate, and then you will decide to be or take the Data Engineer Associate. So if you want me to go back to the previous slide, let's say between the Solution Architect and between the Cloud Data Engineer, the difference is your third certification, because both they start with the Cloud Practitioner Foundation and the Solution Architect Associate. And then if you decided, I want to now be specialized in Solution Architect, you will do the Solution Architect Professional. If you decided, no, that I want to be now a data engineer, you will go through the Data Engineering Associate path. So what I'm trying to tell you, these buckets, it doesn't mean it's different. No, it's common between different certifications sometimes because as I mentioned, you start as a generalist and then you specialize. And one of the common questions always come, if let's say I took a path to be an associate and I took the 3 courses and I certified myself and I did the 3 exams, let's say the architect associate, and then I want to do now the data engineer, the cloud data engineer. Do I need to redo the 3 exams? The answer is no. What you need to do is the extra course to certify yourself, and then you will become double certified. Any question? Because maybe I hear someone is unmuted. If not, I'll just move forward.
No, I think you're good.
Okay. Guys, feel free to interrupt me. This is not me just talking. It's just me maybe helping anyone on how to pursue these. If you have any question or anything like that, I'm more than happy to be stopped. Okay. The last career path is the development. So you become a software development engineer on AWS stack. And with the development, you will become an individual to understand how to gain the necessary skills to become a proficient in developing applications on AWS. So you will get knowledge on services like the EC2, S3s, Lambdas, DynamoDB, API gateways. You will become like more of a hands-on. You don't need to be worried about these kind of jargons I'm bringing in, like, hey, EC2s, S3s, Lambdas. These are things you will learn in and out, and you will remember if you decided to go through that path. So they're not like technical terms, they are product terms in Amazon, and you need to be in the AWS ecosystem to know it. So don't be scared from that. So the software development engineer, start always with as I mentioned, this black box, the Cloud Practitioner Foundation, and then you pick or you go into the developer associate and then the DevOps engineer. So this is what will take you to become an AWS software development engineer. The fourth career path is what we call it operation. And it's basically an operation. You will manage and maintain the AWS infrastructure effectively. You will have all the knowledge that is needed to manage, maintain, run, integrate the AWS services, like as I mentioned, the EC2s for computing, S3s for storage. You will build even some monitoring and logging systems to see the performance of the system. You will be able to be even building some automation and scripting. You will understand even the security compliance, what you need to do, and at the same time, you will understand the cost management structure. So if you are working, let's say, in a company that they are on AWS, and they ask you, hey, how much is our cost for these instances for this application from the cloud computing? So you will become the expert on that. There are two certifications under the operation. The system administrator, which basically, as a system admin standard, you will install, build, maintain instances and systems and computer components that are needed for the services you need to host an application, to build a large database, or you will become a cloud engineer. And I think this is a very good representation between the differences when I keep saying it's a generalist and then you specialize. Because both the system administrator and a cloud engineer, they start with the path of I'm a cloud practitioner foundation. I complete it, and then I go to the system ops administrator associate. I complete it. And if you just stop there, you become a system administrator. If you take the extra certification, which is the cloud security, you become a cloud engineer again. So basically, you become like the AWS operation certified. The fifth, I would say, career path is what we call it the DevOps. And DevOps has three certifications. But with the DevOps, you manage and automate the cloud infrastructure and the application deployments on AWS. You will learn the same, what we call it, knowledge of AWS services. You will even understand the additional services like code pipeline, code build, and code deployment for the deployments and automation of the code deployment. There's something called in Amazon called the CI/CD pipelines, which is you will manage some code pipelines and Jenkins and other tools to manage the code. Infrastructure as a code, you will even build or understand how to deploy and manage monitoring and logging systems, security and compliance again. So basically, it's a full DevOps spectrum. It has a three certification: test engineer to do all the test cases, test automation, and it will go from a cloud practitioner foundation, start from there, do the developer associate, and then you go to the DevOps professional. The second one is what we call it the cloud DevOps engineer, which is now what you do is you need to pick what the track you are there. It's basically the SysOps admin is the difference there. And then the third one is what we call it the Dev Security Operations Engineer. And here you will see that what they have added is the fourth certification or exam, which is around the cloud security. So all these buckets together, when you mesh it together, you will see yourself, you are certified in something at AWS. The sixth one is the security. And this is where you become, if you remember in my third or fourth slide, I said there are four levels, the foundation, and then the associate, the professional, and the specialty. So security is one of those specialties that you can pick and say, hey, I'm an AWS security specialist or a cloud security engineer. And it has its own kind of like full kind of track. You start with the cloud practitioner foundation, the black box, and then you go to the SysOps administration and then the security specialty. Now, the cloud security architect is more of you do the architect kind of like associate certification because you start building or looking into security not as an execution, but even as a strategy within the AWS ecosystem. Networking and AI ML, this is my last slide on this. You basically, networking is another specialty and AI and ML machine learning is another specialty. There is a full track to become an AWS certified networking, like a network engineer. And in this one, you will design and implement the AWS networking solutions. You will become a proficient in the configurations of, let's say, the AWS transit gateways, elastic load balancing, Route 53. Route 53 is something as well as an Amazon common Route 53. You can Google it. You will become or get some knowledge into how to design and implement network architectures. On the network security, which is another big piece, because you are on the network engineer, you see security is very important. You will be able to configure security groups, network ACLs, VPN connections, and all of that. You will be able even to build connectivity and hybrid solutions between, let's say, the AWS VPNs and outside routing and traffic management as well. So to pursue that career path and certification, you will start with the black box, the Cloud Practitioner Foundation, Solution Architect Associate, you do it, and then you do advanced networking, and then if you want to have a specialty, you do security specialty on that. The last career path is what we call it the AI and machine learning, and there's one certification there. It's the machine learning engineer. Basically, it's from its name, it's a specialty. You will be using lots of the Amazon, what you call it, AI and machine learning services like SageMaker or the Deep Lens or Deep Racer. It's Amazon kind of like ML services. And you will do a lot of data processing and analysis as well, and some kind of modeling and training the modeling and programming and frameworks. To do that or to pursue that certification, the cloud practitioner is a prerequisite. Then you do the solution architect, and then you go to the developer associate, then data engineer, then machine learning. It's the longest path among all the certifications, I would say. And it's intentionally like that because it's one of the even kind of like most advanced, I would say, certifications with a specialty in the AWS ecosystem. Any questions on the career path or certifications before just I go a little bit into some requirements and maybe some FAQs on that?
There's no questions on this on the content so far, but just for the slides, there is a link for the survey, 30 seconds survey. If you fill that survey, you'll receive an email with the slides and the recording after the session.
Great.
And again, we're almost 25 minutes to the end, so we'll leave some time for the Q&A open discussion.
Yeah, I think I have only 3 more slides for sure. Yeah, I want to highlight as well that all of the 8 career paths require, if you look into it, I keep saying the black or gray box, all of the 13 certifications for all the 8 career paths, they require the AWS Cloud Practitioner Foundation certification as a prerequisite. So your entry from day one is that kind of like course, and that's the good start to go through. Now, it is optional for some maybe cloud experts or professionals, and you can be exempted if you prove you're kind of like, hey, I'm a cloud professional, I just want to get into the AWS ecosystem. But it is meant as well, remember when I said, if you are not in tech, or maybe you are in tech, but you are not in cloud computing, and you need to get into cloud computing, this is your bridge. This is the bridge course or certification you need. So a few things always come to me and some questions on the tech career. As I mentioned, do I need to be in the tech industry to go into cloud computing career? Answer is no. And it's a big no. You don't need that. It's very well organized. Resources are available there. I will share it on the next slide. Do I need a university degree or a college education to get into AWS certification or roles? The answer is another big no. You don't need that. It's meant for anyone that is interested in the domain, and you can start it at any age, young or old. For business, sometimes business folks come and ask me, hey, I work in sales and I work in maybe in tech sales or in tech marketing. Can I do an AWS or a cloud certification? I was like, absolutely yes, because you need to know what you sell. You need to have some basic understanding. So maybe start with the Cloud Practitioner Foundation if you are interested in AWS solutions. I assume the Google Cloud and the other providers like the Azure, they have their own. So the answer is always yes. In terms of like, you can just go into this career easily. It's just a matter of how you want to prepare for that, how you want to get into it, and you have the intention to do it. Okay, so how you prepare? First of all, I always say, define your goal, and you say, I want to pursue this. And this is something as a career, I want to pursue it. And what certification you want to pursue. There's like 8 career path, pick a path, and then whatever it is, decide on the certification you want to pursue within that path. You need to decide as well and make sure that I want to do it. This is your commitment. You need to put time and effort. Um, AWS certification is not a long runway, but it's not a short runway as well. So you need to make sure that you pursue this path and you commit for it and you invest your time and effort on that. I personally as well follow the what I call it the triangle approach, especially on the cloud kind of like certification and even in overall learning. I learn, I apply what I learn, which is, or practice it. In other words, I put my hands on, and then I do self-assessment. So I will encourage you as well, and I will show you some tools to do each one of those on the next slide. So basically, learn, apply what you learn, and then do self-assessment. And specifically with AWS, you can go and find any online resources, but at the same time, you will have a plenty of resources online to help you as well to learn. And then when you want to apply, if you go to AWS website, you can create a free instance, free account. You can really spin off any single service out of the 200 services on this free instance, and you can shut it down without paying even a penny on that. The other thing is what you need to do is you need to keep yourself updated. For those who are new into the tech sector, one of the kind of like things you need to keep yourself up to is really updates on the technology. So you need to keep yourself up to date with the AWS services and their features, maybe sign up to their RSS feeds or regularly review their AWS documentation and release notes to know what's coming up. They always introduce new services or retire services or improve some services and features within a specific service. And then lastly, join a study group and engage with the AWS community as well. There's plenty of them online. And share your knowledge. Share your knowledge and learn from your peers as well. There's a huge and large community of cloud professionals, AWS as well as certified professionals. You can reach to them online anywhere. Just leverage that. If you have a question, use YouTube, some videos, that will help. And as I mentioned at the very beginning on the disclaimer, I'm going to share some personal kind of like links. It doesn't mean you need to limit yourself to it. It's my personal preferences. I have no association whatsoever with it. So I'm not affiliated with that. I just use it for my own kind of like benefit and kind of like use. But again, you can leverage any available resource, and there's so many free and affordable resources and tools that you can leverage to learn and prepare. So on the learning, as I told you, there's a triangle I follow: learn, apply, or practice, and then do assessment. On the learn, I will always say start with the AWS Skill Builder. It's the official website by AWS. It's comprehensive. It's a one-stop shop to learn the AWS ecosystem, and it provide and offers a lot of resources to help you as an individual to develop your cloud skills and advance your career. Cantrell is another paid service as well. It's good. I use it personally. It provide kind of like more how to crack the AWS certification exam. Like let's say if you want to do an IELTS or a TOEFL, you study, but then you want to know how to crack the exam. So I use it. It gives you the course and it gives you some mock-up exams. I use it. It helped me as well. There are a lot of other kind of maybe resources for you, like the Udemy or even the LinkedIn Learning, all of these. So this is your learning kind of like portal, and open yourself to search and find other resources. And please share with me some if you have any. I always like to update myself what's available on the market. Now, in terms of the practice, I would say your best practice is to literally use the AWS free tier. And AWS encourages you to do that. By the way, I'm not selling. I don't work with AWS and Amazon. I work with different team, but I use it for my own use, for my own hosting. Just go there, put your email, Gmail, whatever your email you have, create your own free instance, see how it works. Clicks, you create a service. Amazon loves people to do that because they want to make it as easy as possible for everyone. Although it's not the easiest, I have to admit, because it's so much of kind of like services, it's very comprehensive. That's why you need some learning and certifications, but use it and apply it in your learning journey. When you learn something, oh, how to create an instance, create the instance, shut the instance, configure the instance, do whatever you want with the instance. And then the third part of my learning triangle is what I call it the self-assessment. And there are so many tools to do it. I use WizLabs and Exam Pro for self-assessment. They have some mock-up exams. They are good. I use them. So this is my list of my personal list of these kind of resources. I think once Ahmed, maybe after the call, he will share the slides. You will get the benefit to access it. And please share with me as well if you have any other resources that you have used. I think with here I will stop. I think maybe we're good to give you the 15 minutes Q&A. I will just open it if anyone has a comment, question, or anything want to share.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, as a DevOps engineer who hasn't worked on cloud yet and who's about to start on cloud, uh, what are the suitable career paths for an on-prem DevOps engineer?
Yeah. Okay. So Abdul, just to be on to get it right. Now, are you talking specifically within the AWS ecosystem or in general?
It doesn't matter, just getting into any cloud. But as we are talking about AWS today, you can just uh,
Sure.
give me a solution in AWS.
Sure. Sure. I typically say if this is the path you want to pursue, honestly, just get into the Cloud Practitioner Foundation from AWS. You will find similar courses with any of the cloud providers, because it will give you the glimpse of what is the cloud, what solutions and tools they have, right? And DevOps specifically, it's how much of knowledge and depth you have to make sure you orchestrate and manage the cloud itself and the complexity of the cloud. So each provider or cloud provider, they have their own. So my tip to you is to start with the learning into kind of like the foundations, if depends on your knowledge, and apply that knowledge within the free tier within AWS or within any cloud provider you have. I assume Azure, they have the same. I'm pretty sure
Right,
they
right,
have it. Yeah, they have the same. It's like all the same. So if you are into Azure, let's say this is the path you want to pursue, do that. And then start really, I'm not sure how to put it, start really applying this knowledge into your work if this is what you have a chance to do. If not, just continue pursuing like that through a certification, and maybe in some projects you can just maybe plug yourself into.
Good question. Thank you. I think there is another question in the chat. Can you please provide the most effective and time-efficient roadmap for the AWS solutions architect role?
Sorry, is the question about how much time it takes?
Yeah, I think effective and time-efficient roadmap.
That's a good question. Actually, the solution architect, because I am into that track, by the way, personally. It's an interesting because you need to okay, AWS defines an architect as a top bottom, means you have a 10,000 feet view, you understand all the AWS ecosystem, all the services and their capabilities and what they do. So I personally, it took me 6 months part-time to complete it. And that's because I had no single knowledge of AWS services and ecosystem. And I was part-time. I was putting like maybe 8 to 10 hours a week. So it took me 6 months. And that's for I'm talking about the associate. You need to start with the associate because once you go to the professional, it's become like very specialized in some domains. But I would say 6 months is a good time for you to start from start to end if you are in a part-time to complete it.
Thank you, brother. Just again related to that, after the certification of the solutions architect, how can I just start applying for jobs or taking up projects as a solution architect?
Good question. Sorry, am I pronouncing your name right? Jahidol?
No,
It's Arbab.
Sorry, I can't see the names.
It's Mohammed.
Mohammed. I think I missed to say that you don't need a certification if you are good in doing what you do to prove that you can do it. Okay. Certification will give you credibility. I know lots of people, they don't have AWS certification because they started into the cloud computing maybe 15 years ago, and they're really AWS and even Azure now gurus, and they don't have the certification, but they know what they do. As long as you kind of prove that, you don't need the certification. Now, when certification will help you is when you put it in your resume and you want to tell the kind of like the resume reader or screener, hey, I know what I'm doing and I am certified, right? Now, if you don't have the knowledge, right, and you want to do the things, I would encourage you, if you want to learn it through a certification path, okay, because you don't know yet what to do, and that will be a two birds in one stone. One is you will learn it, and then you will certify yourself so you can help yourself in terms of like kind of like pursuing that career.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
And we have Jahidul raise his hand. Please go ahead.
Hey, hi, assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you, brother, for taking time and for hosting this. This is definitely very beneficial. I joined a little late, 10 minutes late. I just wanted to, add a little bit on that brother question who asked about the certification path. I have shared a link where I talked about 2 hours in this platform for detailed certification path. But one of the standard process, just to in short to wrap, to point out, right? There are certain proven practice exam, which has been used by many professionals like us. It's I can share the link right after I finish this. It is also referred to the videos, but the main thing is that you can pick up one single playlist of a course from Udemy or anywhere. It just look for it is a top rated, or it has a really good reviews, right? There are a couple of them. So some teaching style you may like, some teaching style you may not like, right? But both of them are great. So if you pick a top one and you think that this is a teaching style you like, pick that program, finish that one. Once you finish that one, the second step for you is to appear those practice exam. I will share one link. I'm not associated with them for sure, but I can assure you that I have been in multiple companies and it is being promoted inside the companies before certification preparations. I think it's a John Vance or someone is something is his name, but it's a really good one. So if you go to that exam preparations and you appear those practice exam, there is a review actually. After you fail, it will tell you which area you failed and why you failed. And that is actually your learning. So if you can get a score around 75% in those exams, you are actually ready for the exam. You don't have to really ask anyone whether you are ready or not. Because if you're getting 50% or 30%, you are actually going to waste your $150. And now the time depends on how much time you take to get that 75% mark. And you cannot really memorize to get the 75% mark. And this is a proven and standard process, I would say, across many engineers, those who are doing it. That's something I just wanted to add here. Thank you.
Absolutely, Jadil. I think no, thanks for sharing that. See, these are the things when I say just Udemy, but now you have your hands on Udemy, and this is very beneficial. Actually, it will help you to vet as well your interest, your kind of readiness, at the same time where you want to go with that, right? So no, that's really helpful. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, I think there is a question which is most people normally ask is how is the job market, for AWS certified folks. So maybe you're gonna spend some time on this question, Simon.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think I have the magic ball to say how is the the economy is, but okay, macroeconomics, guys, is really not the best and not the best form for the past at least 2 years. Nothing to hide, and even corporates are not hiding it. So it's not the best. Okay. How is the job market? I think job market still is in demand, right? But not the same demand. We were I think, in an outlier demand 2 years ago. Are we gonna come back to that soon? I don't know, but I guess not. I think we need maybe another year or two minimum to get back to in shape. That's not to demotivate you though. That's to tell you need to put in your backpack more tools like these kind of like AWS certifications or any other tools or any other learnings, right? Or you need to unlearn sometimes some stuff, and you need to just make sure you prepare yourself to the market to distinguish yourself. Okay. So yeah, to answer you, I think it's not as the same as before, but still hiring is happening, right? Offers are going out. It's not maybe I remember I joined Amazon 2021, and they told me in early Q1 2022, before kind of like the macroeconomic downturn happened, they used to hire 10,000 employees every month. Amazon used to hire more than 10,000 every month. That's insane. Is that the same case right now? No, absolutely not. There's some hiring, but I don't have the numbers on top of my head. But it's not at the same kind of like pace. But I would say you don't need to be worried about that too much. You need to be worried. You need to understand that you need to prepare yourself. I think what you need to do is you need always to make sure you add these backpack in your backpack, these tools and kind of like skills that you need into the market and update yourself. Because whoever is in the market already, including myself, if I don't update myself, I will exit the market. So, and that's the beauty about the tech sector. You get into the market and you maintain and you keep yourself into the market because you maintain and retain your knowledge and learn and keep learning. So yeah, I think it will require some more effort from everyone, to be honest, and that's why we are here to help, try to help everyone. If you please feel free to reach out to me as well if you need any kind of like help, mentoring, anything. I've been to that. For those who just joined late, I came to Canada 10 years ago. I was going left my family and friends, and I wanted to just do even a career shifting. And this is the time when I met Ahmed in 2014. And we were just in the same class together. And I was like, hey, what to do? I didn't know what to do. It took me some time, and I have to learn. I have to go through some different kind of like learning journeys to prepare myself. And things just, I think I got lucky to get rewarded somehow. So basically, what I'm trying to say, just be motivated to hustle, hustle always, learn something new, learn something you want to do, and it will pay back for you.
Yeah, again, I want to piggyback here, Simon, to the question. So there is two folds here for the job market. One is the technical skills that Osama just, gave a ton of wisdom here. The other fold is the hiring process itself. How do you become hireable? That's something that most technical folks, unfortunately, don't do well. Writing resumes, being optimized LinkedIn profile, Indeed profile, showing up in an interview, preparing for an interview, all those things are sometimes a bit difficult. This is what we do at futurecareer.net. So if you need help, there is a free consultation. You can just book a time with me for 30 minutes. I can give you some insights. And again, this would help you a lot with your journey. So many people, again, they use the same resume to apply for for all jobs, which is not working. There is a process here. ATS is a machine that doesn't really work that way. So if you don't know the process, please connect with me. I'll help you with that. Back to you, Sam. Sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Ahmed. I think not only what you know, it's about as well what you can do. It's about how you market yourself, put yourself on top of everyone, because everyone is competing with everyone. So you're right, Ahmed. I think that's the career advice on how to land a job. Mine
Yes,
was just more into the market and what to do.
100%.
But
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
And again, to your point, it's networking today is the most important thing. Knowing some people who can refer you inside those companies is very, very important to land an interview. It's very hard to land an interview these days, unless, again, you know somebody. So with this community and others that, there's so many sessions that we'll be providing in the next few weeks. If you stay tuned, join us frequently, and also connect with us in that community link that I shared in the chat. This will help you, again, gain insights about this. Any question? We're 4 minutes to the end. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for the questions, and we're happy to take more questions if there is. Otherwise, if you're okay, we can take the group selfie. We use this group selfie, again, to promote the community and help others know what we're doing and how we can help them achieve their career goals. So if you're okay, maybe Simon, if you want to stop sharing your screen.
Yeah,
Everybody,
absolutely.
if you're comfortable being in camera and being the social media too, please join the camera here. Okay, cool. I see some folks are still joining, so let's give it another second. And I don't know if I can make this view different. Gallery. Okay, gallery. Okay, awesome. Okay, if you're ready, I'll say 1, 2, 3, and I want to see a smile. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and smile. Oh, sorry, no. Hold on. Didn't work. One more. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Awesome. Thank you so much, Simon. This has been amazing. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and asking questions. Stay proud, stay positive. Job search is a journey. It takes a while. There's, so many good resources, so many leaders in the market who can help you. Don't feel shy to come back and ask us questions. We're here to help you with your journey. And again, thank you so much, Simon, for the great wisdom. Any
Thank you,
final
Ahmed. Thank you, everyone.
today?
Thank you.
No, thank you, everyone, and good luck. Good luck, everyone. It's a great meeting you and knowing you. I would love to connect with you as well on LinkedIn. Feel free. I think I will share it. I'll make Ahmed to share my LinkedIn profile.
I'll share it in the same email with the resources.
Thank you.
And again, this session is happening again next week and the week after, the same time, the same link. So please tune in and join.
Different topic. It will be
Different
nicer.
topic, for sure.
Technical program management, product management. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.